Hello and welcome everyone to Unit 3 of your theory journey for this course. We're talking today about dynamic terms and signs, dynamics. And now a lot of you have heard this term before. Dynamics really just refer to the louds and softs, how the volume at which something is playing. So when we talk about dynamics, we are talking about louds and soft, and there are different markings for loud, soft, moderately loud, extra loud, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to talk about those today. So, some of the basics. The two most important letters to learn are the F and the P. F stands for the word forte, which means loud. Forte, if you think of the French word fort, means strength. Okay, so F equals the word forte, which means loud. I like to use the word strong because a lot of the times the word loud has some negative connotations with it. If it's loud, it doesn't sound very good, right? I prefer to use the word strong. Okay, so next, the P means the word piano, and that translates to soft. Now you might be thinking, well, the word piano is the musical instrument. It's the actual piano. So why are they using it for a volume setting? Well, traditionally, when the piano was first invented, it was called the fortepiano, because it meant it was the first keyboard instrument that was able to play loud notes and soft notes. Before that, you only had the harpsichord, which plucked strings and only had one volume. So the actual piano itself, the instrument, its full traditional title is pianoforte. Okay, so that's why the term piano means soft, because pianos can play soft. The other letter to learn is the M, which stands for mezzo. Mezzo means middle or medium, right? And that stands in English for moderately, a moderate, right? And we're going to get into connecting that with the P's and the F's. Sometimes you'll have two F's or two P's, and that means double of whatever it meant, okay? F means loud, two F's means very loud, extra loud. Okay, the term is fortissimo. If you had two P's beside each other, it would be pianissimo. Okay, and we'll get to that too. So, knowing that information, and we'll go through this a little bit together, this worksheet. So, when it asks you, what does the term mezzo forte mean? Well, put those two words together. Put the words mezzo, moderately, and forte for loud. Moderately loud. Moderately loud. Okay, so you can literally just write that word, write that answer here. Moderately, and if you could spell more legibly than I do, that would be great. Moderately loud. All right. So by the same token, mezzo piano then all means medium soft. Exactly. So you'd write that in here. Okay, you can do that right now. What does the term pianissimo mean? Well, if over here two F's is fortissimo, then pianissimo must mean very, very piano, right? Very soft, right? You can write that in right now. Very soft. Pianissimo is very soft. Okay, so moving on. Those are your basic letters and what they mean. F, P, and M. You also have different symbols and signs that indicate other volume events. Okay, so you have these two sort of hairpin-looking things, right? One that starts together and grows. The two lines grow further and further apart. That's called a crescendo. It means you gradually become louder. From one point in the music, as you move through the music, you get louder and louder and louder. That's why those two lines separate. Okay, they go like that. All right. The opposite is decrescendo. Notice how the two lines are separated and then they come together. The volume goes from big to soft, from loud to soft. Okay, that is a decrescendo or diminuendo. Don't worry about both words. If you just think decrescendo, you have crescendo and decrescendo, the opposite. Okay, gradually becoming softer. Now, as I said, some of you, I'm sure a lot of you already know those two terms, but if you don't, there they are. Crescendo, decrescendo. Grow in volume, get softer in volume. So, knowing all that information, you should be able to do this little activity here. Okay, order the following from softest to loudest. So put the softest volume on the left, the next louder, 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 all the way to the loudest. Okay, so you're going to do that in a moment. One last thing to show you, accents. Okay, accents, they look like decrescendos, really, really small decrescendos, okay? But they're not. It really just is an accent when you see it on top or below a note. Okay, it means you play the notes more strongly than the others. It means just for that one single note, you're going to add volume. Okay, so you might be playing a tune, dun, 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 da. And that last note had, of course, an accent on it. It literally is just a volume change for the one note. Okay, all right. So at the bottom, you're going to just answer a few questions. You got a 3-line piece of music. And essentially, you're just answering questions about the dynamics of this piece of music, right? You're being asked you're being asked questions like, what's happening in this part of the music? Add a mark in measure 4 to indicate that the notes should be played moderately loud. So find measure 4. You'll see that every bar number is marked. So find measure 4 and add something right underneath the music here. What is the symbol to show moderately loud? You're going to fill in the spaces, fill in the blanks at the bottom, answer the questions. They're all about dynamics. Okay, away you go. See you in the next lesson.